Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. I think that we are live. Nice. I think we're live. Yay, we're live.
Hãy đón Tết với người thân yêu, tiền của bạn sẽ luôn ở nhà.
See here. Make sure we're testing the levels. Make sure we're not too loud. Testing the levels. Make sure we're not too loud. Perfect. Doing good for ourselves. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Coach and Universe Mode Podcast, episode 7. Give me a quick second. We're doing good for ourselves today on this Sunday afternoon. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. I know some people want to watch that GCW event, and I need to finish before so I can go get me dinner. So I'm not gonna be here too long. I just want to go over some things that to whom they may be concerned that want to hear them. So I got the chat pulled up. I shared the video out. I'm gonna do it on Twitter real quick. So this podcast will be talking about SummerSlam weekend because it's finally upon us that we are finally here into CTP SummerSlam weekend. The first half of this podcast, I'm going to spend about maybe 15-20 minutes on it. We're going to talk about SummerSlam weekend. In the second half of this podcast, we will be discussing the transition to WWE2K22. So a lot of people they've been asking this question to me in DMs. They've been asking this question to me and messaging me and asked this on Discord as well. When should I transition to the next game? You know what I'm saying? I answered this question a little bit last year whenever 2K22 or WWE announced that they were delaying the WWE game for 2021 or whatever. I answered this question a little bit last year, and I said that, and I went over the struggles of an ongoing universe move. I went over like when to stop, the possibility of people that you have in universe mode being cut, the possibility of you not using the game for a few weeks because you have so many calls that you need to download, and people not being in the game on time. I went through all of that. Now today, I'm gonna give you guys some scenarios, and I'm going to tell you all, and with my concrete opinion, when you should transition to WWE 2K22. Should you make a full transition? Should you go half and half? Or should you just wait a few weeks or a whole month or two, then move to the new game? I'm going to give you guys some scenarios that I have had in DMs and hopefully answer these questions that people have gotten to me. And then that will be the podcast for today. We'll talk about SummerSlam, what's going on with that. And then we'll talk about the transition phase. When to transition to WWE 2K22. When to move your universe mode over to WWE 2K22. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So thank you so much for joining us here today on the Coltrane Universe Mode podcast. I appreciate you guys so much for being here, and I'm going to do one quick little things. Real quick. I gotta do two things real quick. So, we are going to talk about this real quick. First things first. Like I said, we're going to talk about SummerSlam weekend. Now, you guys, if you guys have not seen Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, I urge you guys to click off this video, go and watch Raw, SmackDown, and NXT for this last week's events, because we will be talking about those shows and going over some matches that you will be seeing as well in this video. So first things first. One of the first things I want to do personally before we get started, I want to ask this question to you all, and I'm going to put this question in the chat real quick. Now, Monday Night Raw is hosting a special themed show from Chicago called The First Dance. I want to ask this question just to see where y'all heads are at. What go home show for SummerSlam are you excited for? Now, I'm not gonna put NXT in the poll. The reason why I'm not putting NXT in the poll is because their show is not this week. It's next week. I'll discuss that in just a few moments. But what go home show are you most excited for? Excited for this week? I'm gonna put the poll up just to see where y'all at. Is it Raw, The First Dance, or is it SmackDown from the nation's capital? We haven't got a name yet. We're working on a name. We might have a name for SmackDown. I haven't decided yet. But so I'm gonna just put Raw. Let's see, First Dance, and then SmackDown. So, what go home show are you most excited for? Let me know in the chat or stream, or not chat, or vote in the community, and go. Okay. I have a option. That's why I was like, wait, why is it not going through? Okay, so there you go. Vote in the poll real quick, and we're gonna talk about what's been going on. So there's 3 theme shows, and this week we have The First Dance. We have SmackDown with a big main event TLC match between Willow and Seth Rollins. We have the contract signing with King Dar and Ricochet, or King Ricochet, I should say, because he did win the King of the Ring. We have a lot of things going on with each brand this week. And I just want to say this, guys. If you thought that this week was crazy, just wait until next week. This week's coming up. And then wait until the following week. And I just want to say this, like, things are about to heat up very, very fast. Very, very fast. Because, things are about to change for this series for the better. And I'm very, very excited for everything. Now, I want to talk about SummerSlam weekend real quick because you guys don't know. If you guys are new, most of you are new. The last time we talked about SummerSlam was about 2.5, 3 months ago. So you guys don't know the schedule of how everything is going to work. So, you will see the Go Home Raw, NXT, and the Go Home SmackDown this week. Now, the reason why I'm not saying Go Home NXT is because NXT TakeOver Atlanta will be the following week after SummerSlam. For y'all that are new or haven't been watching in a while, we made a decision because I did not want I was thinking of doing a Friday premiere for NXT TakeOver Atlanta, but it just won't work. And I wanted them to have the extra week because I didn't want to clutter them, and like rush them with stuff. So I decided to push the takeover back a week. It won't affect anything at all. The show's still going to be great, and it's going to have its own weekend to shine on its own, like it did for Chicago too. Now this will only happen on this special circumstance for SummerSlam weekend. When we get to WrestleMania weekend, how I'm gonna do the premieres for WrestleMania weekend will be a little different. And then and NXT will go first at that takeover that has not been announced yet. We will announce that when we get there. But for SummerSlam weekend, I want them to stand out because it is a special show to me because of reasons that you will find out in the next few weeks. So NXT will not be hosting their Go Home show this week. It will be next week. So how's it going to work? It's going to be weird. It's going to be Raw to SummerSlam, NXT Go Home to Atlanta, and then Friday SmackDown to SummerSlam. So it's going to be big weeks the next 2 weeks. And I want to get a gauge of where you guys at. Are you excited for the first dance, or are you excited for the SmackDown go home, which is very, very hype right now? I have a lot of hype going into it. So I'm going to talk about some matches real quick that you will be seeing, and I will also be talking about NXT a little bit because I want you guys to pay attention this week. This week's NXT is going to put some eyes on y'all because this week's NXT is huge, very, very important, and very huge. And I want to talk about that for a little bit as well. So a lot of you guys are excited for the first dance. I'm not mad at you because the first dance is hyped. It is a huge show. If you want to know more details about the first dance, I will urge you to go watch that post show that was posted about 2 weeks ago, I believe, with talking about the first dance in full. I will only mention the matches here. I'm not going to break everything down, but but if you guys want to know, you guys want to go in more detail, go over there and go watch that video. Now for SmackDown matches, I'm gonna go a little bit more detail into them because we didn't do a post show for that. But there's a post show posted, live stream. If you guys want to know about the first dance, I'm actually gonna link that to you guys real quick to get more information on the first dance because the first dance is coming very, very soon. Might actually, I'm not gonna hold no promises. Y'all know I don't announce things early. It might actually be this week, more than likely. You might see the first dance this week, and you possibly might get NXT this week. Just depends on how we roll. We've been rolling, so we'll see what happens. Cause I'm looking at our uploads and how we got Raw out, and then NXT came out a few days afterwards, and then a couple of days after that, SmackDown came out. That hasn't happened in a long time. That's not happened in a long time. We typically go about 2 or 3 weeks in between an upload. But that was very, very fast for our pace. So I'm not gonna say any promises. You might see the first dance this week, but I'll let you guys know in the community tab. That's why I say always keep up to date on my community tab or keep up to date on my Twitter account. That's where I do dates. You get exclusive previews on my Instagram, Snapchat, and other social media outlets that you follow me on. I do previews of the shows. I post pics or graphics or whatever. So if you follow me on those social medias, you get those previews. But community tab is very important because I post a lot of things like breakdowns of matches and stuff on the community tab. I also post dates for shows on the community tab. So make sure you guys are looking at that community tab so you know some SummerSlam matches before we do the panel, because we will do the SummerSlam panel before the show, before each night. I've already announced that. As I also want to talk about that too, and all that fun little jizzle things. So, like I said, if you haven't seen the Raw post show, go watch that now, because that is very, very important and very, very huge. You need to go see that show before you go here and watch the first dance. So I'm actually gonna link that here. Go watch that. And if you haven't seen SmackDown, obviously go click off too. Go watch SmackDown too. SmackDown was a good show. Go watch it. They had a special debut on SmackDown this week. It was fun, a fun show. So go watch that too. All right. So how SummerSlam weekend is gonna go? I did some announcements. I'm gonna go over it here, and then we're gonna get into the second part of this podcast. So you'll see the first dance. You will see NXT. You'll see SmackDown. After that, there will be a little bit of a break, as we like you always know. There will be a little bit of a break in between episodes. You will not this time get a SummerSlam match card video. You guys know how typically we did it. I did a King of the Ring match card video, and I did a Backlash one, Judgment Day one, Payback one. There will not be a match card video for SummerSlam. Let me explain why. So what's going to happen for SummerSlam? We will make sure the show's done, produced, edited, fully commentated, uploaded, and set for premiere. And then we will have a kickoff panel, a kickoff show, where we will break down the full match card for SummerSlam, night 1 and night 2. Before each individual night premieres, there will be a kickoff panel show where you guys will be able to watch it live. You don't have to sit down and you don't have to sit down and see me rush through a match card video for 8 minutes. You know, some people say I talk too much on those. I can talk as long as we want to. There's gonna be a panel of guests. I will look to have the Raw booker, some SmackDown bookers. Myself will be on there, and NXT bookers. We will be breaking down every single match for SummerSlam for night 1 and night 2. Now, the fun part about this one is, and we really gonna test to see what brand is really hitting different, because SummerSlam night 1 and SummerSlam night 2 have only Raw matches, and the other night only has SmackDown matches. Like, for example, night 1 will be all the Raw matches. Night 2 will be all the SmackDown matches. We really gonna test to see what brand is stronger going into the mid-season. Because after SummerSlam, that's the mid-season point. So we're like halfway done with the season already after SummerSlam is over, basically. I'm technically going to count mid-season at NXT Takeover Atlanta, but I know some people count it after SummerSlam, but I'm going to count it after NXT Takeover Atlanta because I'm really gauging that show too. So that's how it's going to work. No kickoff. No match card video, and the same thing will be for the NXT show. Similar to how I'm sitting here right now. Me and the NXT bookers will be sitting here breaking down the entirety of NXT TakeOver Atlanta, and I'll be giving my predictions live. That's going to go down as well. And that is how SummerSlam weekend and NXT TakeOver weekend is going to go. So no 8-minute kickoff, match card video. It's going to be a kickoff show. Y'all loved it when we did it for Elimination Chamber, and I'm bringing it back because we do things that the fans love. So, I have a question. What match on SummerSlam both nights has been built up the best, and which match has been built up the worst? The worst match that has been built up, personally, for me, it is it's a toss-up. I hold on. It's two matches that has been built up terribly to me. One of them is the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. It's just been there. I'm going to be honest. It's been there, and sometimes I be forgetting that match is going to be on the show. That has been the worst. The best, I would say, out of all of them, personally, has been AJ Styles and CM Punk. Yeah, that's been the best built-up match for SummerSlam to me. I would say second best is the WWE Championship match, and what's been going on with LA Knight's been fun too, honestly. We'll see if he makes it to SummerSlam as champion, but that's been fun too. I really, really, really enjoyed that. Yeah, I would say the worst has been the tag team match, the SmackDown one. The Raw one's been perfectly fine. I've enjoyed the Raw one. The Raw one's been good. The tag match's been good. The tag match is the worst. The SmackDown one's the worst. I will also throw in the Raw Women's Championship match. That's been very, very good. I've been loving that. The United States Championship match with Walter and his stuff that's been fantastic. The SmackDown one, the Raw one's been perfectly fine. I've liked the Raw one. The SmackDown one's been the worst. That's been the worst. That's been the worst match built up, honestly. To be honest, even the stuff with Samuel Lewis and Tony Nese has more story than the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, and that's saying something. You know, to me, at least. Um, but that's just it. Like the SmackDown Titan title is the worst one to me. But other than that, everything else has been fine. I have enjoyed the build up of Adam Cole and Big E. I've enjoyed the build up for Jay White and his stuff. I've enjoyed the WWE Championship match. Cross and Cena's been damn good. Roman Reigns and Shelton Benjamin. Honestly, I gotta give credit where credit is due. I thought I was not gonna care about this match at first, but literally, I have thoroughly enjoyed Roman Reigns and Shelton Benjamin, especially these last 2 weeks. Yeah, but that's about it. The Money in the Bank match, NXT hasn't done. I honestly, the SmackDown part was been good, but the NXT part's just been there. Like, oh yeah, they're in the Money in the Bank match. The match has been fine, but there's like no rush, or like you feel like a NXT star is gonna be in that match. Like I don't know. It just feels weird to me. But that's about it. I would say worst SmackDown Tag Team, second worst television title. But everything else, from what I'm looking at for the card, has been fine. Honestly, it's been fine to fantastic, personally. Yeah, I know that, but like, I don't know if they haven't felt like a bigger deal. Like you know, you see the SmackDown ones have felt important. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's been a lot of guys that you can see that can, you know, that want to be there, you know. But like the NXT one, like, yes, the stars are there, but you know, I mean, like with I'm like saying the qualifying matches, there's been one that stuck out to me so far. Yes, the match has been fine, but like it's not sticking out. Like, I can name 2 SmackDown ones that stuck out of all of them. The most recent one, and then the one 2 weeks ago was very, very good. I would say that Braun Strowman one wasn't that good, but everything else has been perfectly fine. Somebody asked me, what's the best brand overall weekly? The best brand overall weekly? That's a good question. That's actually a very, very good question. Damn. Put me on the spot. I wasn't about to answer that. I was gonna wait until this week to answer that question. Jesus. Only because I would say, damn, I don't know. Cause at first it was NXT. First 2 weeks SummerSlam build, NXT was wiping the floor with everybody. But Raw had a strong show this week, and SmackDown was very, very good too. Like it felt like it wanted to be there this week. I would say, since NXT for me won the first 2 weeks of SummerSlam build, I would say NXT has been the best show overall this month, not last month or the month before that or the month before that. It was Raw easily, but this month I would say NXT, but just only because the first 2 weeks of SummerSlam build, to me NXT was the better show overall. I'm not knocking Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw was solid those first 2 weeks. Very, very good. There were some standout moments. But NXT just felt a little bit better those first 2 weeks. That's That's why I would give the overall and the overall thing to NXT this month. But Raw has shown me that they're coming back, and I truly believe that more than likely, I would say at the end of the day, whenever the fans votes, Monday Night Raw this week will have the better overall show and probably the better main event when the fans vote. Now, again, I have not seen anything from this week's shows at all. I'm just making that prediction now. I think the first dance will be the better show out of all three of them. But main event wise, it's a toss up. Because I mean, that Karrion Kross and Braun Breaker match that thing might be good. But I mean, it's Willow and Seth Rollins. But I mean, the NXT main event, I don't know. I mean, I would say like maybe the weakest match that's announced this week. For next week, that's already been announced. I would say overall, again, it's just because of the build. I would say Rey Fenix and whatchamacallit. Oh, hold on, I got the graphic right here. Let's see. The weakest match this week that has been announced is Rey Fenix versus Angel Garza. That's it. From what's been announced for SmackDown, what's been announced for Raw and NXT, the weakest match so far is Rey Fenix and Angel Garza. Just based on build. But I think I think it will deliver. Personally. That's just my opinion. But everything else on SmackDown, that Pete Dunne and Trent Seven match is going to be great. Dawkins and Tama Tonga, I think I said that right, going to be good. Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley, I can't wait for this one. Ronda's banned from ringside. And then the contract signing is going to be good. And Rollins and Rollins and Willow is going to be great as well. So, SmackDown's coming with that heat. And also Samuel Lewis, to break criticism, he's going to be in action this week as well. And in my opinion was a very, very good match that I recorded. He's going to be in action. Then there's a surprise with that one as well. So yeah, I feel like SmackDown's coming for that head this week. So I mean, to me, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what brand is going to be the best brand out of this week. And I honestly cannot wait to see the fan vote. We're going to do a fan vote in the main events. And then I do a fan vote on we do a fan vote on the overall shows this week. But to answer your question, Mr. Super Kid Gaming, I would say NXT has been the better overall brand this month, because of a shaky start with Raw for the first 2 weeks, and then SmackDown was just trying to find their footing. And these last 2 weeks, I will tell the story to see who's going to be the better brand overall for the month. And I cannot wait to see this week's shows. Okay, he answered that one. Samoa Joe, he beat Ace Austin to be in the Money in the Bank, and then Keith Lee beat Titus O'Neil. Over. Yeah. With that amazing theme song that Titus O'Neil has. And I am talking to the chat. No. If I was talking to other people in Discord, you'll be able to hear them. I would have had the audio on, and then you would have been able to hear them if I was talking to people in Discord. But I'm talking to the chat. Everything I'm answering is in the chat. Yes. So there you go. There's your participants so far. I believe that we're going to get the last man for NXT this week. They should, because SummerSlam's this weekend. So, I think they're missing one. Yes. We're missing one from NXT, and all of the men for SmackDown has been confirmed for the SmackDown side of the Money in the Bank. Cameron Grimes beat Braun Strowman. Juice Robinson won a triple threat. No, I'm sorry. Cameron Grimes beat... he did not beat Braun Strowman. I got my facts wrong. That happens all the time when I'm on stream. So Cameron Grimes beat John Morrison. Sheamus beat Braun Strowman, and the Juice Robinson won a triple threat. A three-way dance. He beat The Miz and Austin Theory this week. So we're just missing one man for NXT, and I believe that will be confirmed this week. And he just announced it that it's gonna be Andrade Cien Almas versus Jason Jordan. That's gonna slap. I can't wait for that. What's up, Haunted Killer? What's up, Sammy Talks? Thanks once again for joining us. So there you go. There's your Money in the Bank field as of right now. I will hopefully have an official graphic out to you guys on whenever the match is complete. We'll have an official graphic out for Money in the Bank. Whenever we get all the participants. So look out for that one. Probably after NXT this week. Your SmackDown recap. What are you talking about, Sammy? Okay. Wait. I am not burying my own I'm reading Twitter DMs. Somebody said I was burying my own product. I'm not burying a product. What you talking about? I love all my shows equally. I just said NXT is the best show of the week. And overall. But like I said, Monday Night Raw started off a little bit slow. They're catching their footing, and SmackDown was improving. That's why NXT overall was the best show the last 2 weeks, in my honest opinion. Welcome, Jonathan. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the kind words. If you want to subscribe, please be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single upload. That will be our next upload for Universe Mode. Will be Monday Night Raw: The First Dance. And as I see from the poll, a lot of you guys are excited for Monday Night Raw: The First Dance this week. So I'm very, very excited for that. So yeah, any other questions you guys got regarding SummerSlam, regarding Raw, SmackDown, NXT? I would love to take those questions right here, right now. If you guys have any questions. I think I missed anything. There was supposed to be a there was supposed to be a special guest this week. It was supposed to be somebody joining me for comment for the stream, but he said he was feeling under the weather. That's why we didn't do it. Favorite SummerSlam you've ever done? Right now, that is season 6 is SummerSlam. From last season, that's the favorite SummerSlam. But I think season 7 SummerSlam will be the overall favorite SummerSlam once it's premiered and done. That will be my favorite SummerSlam ever. Probably one of the best shows in series history as well, as of right now. Go right ahead, Jonathan. I would love for you to subscribe right now. Right now, it is a great time to do it because we're on the road to SummerSlam. We're in the middle of the season. You're gonna be able to. I promise you, everything we've done leading up to SummerSlam will be explained on commentary thoroughly with our special guests. We have excellent matches coming up as well. This is the perfect time if you haven't already. If you're new and you're on the fence about subscribing, this is the perfect time to subscribe. I'm telling you, this is the perfect time to subscribe because this is this is the peak. We are about to hit and go on one of the greatest runs that we've had in this channel's history. I promise you. So if you're on the fence, subscribe now, and I promise you, Raw: The First Dance will keep you around, and you're going to keep wanting more. I appreciate that, ladies and gentlemen. So please hit that subscribe button. Telling you, we have things to make sure that you will catch up. Don't get discouraged when you see that season 7 in the title. I promise you, you won't get discouraged. We will catch you up every single week as you subscribe. We break down everything in live streams. Any questions, comments, concerns, I answer any question you guys have in the comment section down below. I promise you, we got you. Yeah, and I took inspiration from J&W's comment. Yes. Look. It's free. It's FRE. I'm not asking for no money. I'm not begging for it. You click that red button if you want to. It's right there for you to click. I would appreciate it. Absolutely. But the people that have been rocking with me the last almost 6 years, hey, they've been here, they've been supporting, and I've been perfectly fine. If you want to join them, by all means, hit that subscribe button. Thank you, Jaden, for the inspiration. Now I gotta get back to these questions. Hold on, Super Kick. I'm gonna get to your question in just a second. Favorite pay-per-view you've done so far? That is King of the Ring. Yes, everybody gets pay-per-views on time. I'm getting back to J&W's comments real quick. You get pay-per-views for free. You don't gotta pay for nothing. When you hit that subscribe button, all the content that is on this channel is for everybody. Everybody gets it at the same time. You don't pay for anything. I don't ask for money. I'm doing this because I love it. I'm genuine about it. Not saying don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I don't want people to take this the wrong way. People charging and having channel memberships and all that stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. Those are some fine people, and I pay for people and support their channels like Merv's Project, Gresh, and JRJ coming up. I'm going to pay for their content. Absolutely, you can support those people's content. But personally, as of right now, I do not charge. I don't think I have enough subscribers to do that. To charge for money. Charge pay-per-views or whatever, to watch it early or whatever. I haven't got to that point yet. So everything is free here. I don't charge. Nothing at all. It's literally FREE. You're watching and dedicating your time to my content that I make for you guys. That's I've been like that for the last 5 years, going on 6 years. It's gonna be May 16th, 6-year anniversary of this channel. So King of the Ring is the favorite pay-per-view I've ever done so far. For me personally, it's the best pay-per-view of the season of season 7 and the best pay-per-view overall so far. That opinion, I would say 98% will change. Definitely after SummerSlam and most definitely after NXT TakeOver Atlanta. That opinion will change. I guarantee it will change. But King of the Ring right now is the best pay-per-view my favorite pay-per-view I've ever done so far. I'm curious. Question, guys, for the chat. What is your favorite pay-per-view that you've watched on this channel? It could be any season, any pay-per-view. I don't care. What's the best pay-per-view that you watched so far? I'm curious to see you guys' opinions on that. Somebody asks, who do you think has the best overall matches for across all brands? Ooh, that's another good question. Are we just okay? Let me rephrase this. Are we just saying weekly shows, or are we including NXT pay-per-views, Raw pay-per-views, SmackDown pay-per-views? How are we doing it? Just weekly shows? I just want to get a feel for it. Oh, absolutely! I can't wait for 2K22 as well. It's gonna have a lot more customization. I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna be talking about 2K22 in just a few minutes. After I answer all these questions for y'all, that's why I asked if any of y'all have any more questions, because we're gonna answer 2K22 stuff in just a second. Okay, weekly. Ooh, okay. That's not a damn good question. I guess I'll break it up into sections. Women's matches, I feel that to me the women's matches NXT does those the best. Tag team matches, I gotta give it to NXT. Mid card, Raw. Main event, SmackDown. No, main event, Raw. Sorry. There we go. I can't say definitely like who has the best matches. I have sections because each brand does it better. Lower mid card, I'll give SmackDown. And let me see what what else I can get to SmackDown. Pacing, the best pace show is NXT. Yeah, King of the Ring, Royal Rumble, purely for the level of it, and I was like biased towards WrestleMania. Hey, you know, I mean, that show slapped. I mean, who would never bias towards WrestleMania Las Vegas? It was great. Season 3 TLC. Ooh, that is I've never seen that one before. Oh my god, you gotta be going back now. Season 3 NXT. Okay, I mean TLC. I'm sorry, NXT wasn't around in season 3. It was still main event. TLC. Okay, wow. I believe that was. I'm looking at my history books. That was Jeez. Okay, that's season 3. So TLC. Let's see. Whoa, I'm trying to think when that was. I gotta look at my calendar. I gotta figure out when was season 3. So 2K7. Okay, I think that was 18. 2K18. Ah, that TLC show. Okay. Ha! I know what it is. It was 2000. Oh, a few years ago. Yeah, almost 5 years ago. Oh, I remember this show. Oh, these titles are so bad. Episode 14. Okay, that TLC pay-per-view. Oh, that was the match. No, that wasn't the one that Talton liked and Expert liked. They liked the Money in the Bank match with Sami Zayn and whatchamacallit. I think it was Sami Zayn and AJ Styles. I'm not sure who the names was, but they liked that match. Okay, so this is actually season 4's TLC. Actually, but yeah, I know what show you're talking about. Wow, this released on December 1st, 2017. The main event of the show was that Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship. Doing the Kevin Owens WWE title reign. Good times. Oh yeah, they said yeah. So they said that one of my best matches was Sami Zayn and Bobby Roode. Still love that match, by the way. It was fun. That was a fun match. Good times. Yeah. So this the main event of Night Wolf's favorite show was Kevin Owens versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. This was doing Kevin Owens' WWE Championship reign, and we had Triple H versus, is that Shawn Michaels? I don't remember. And Goldberg. That's an interesting World Heavyweight Championship match. I was really relying on the nostalgia back then, huh? Goldberg in the world title match. Today, you will never hear those words come out of my mouth. Oh my goodness. Wow. Let's see what else happened on this show. We had is that Baron Corbin and Finn United States Championship match between. Let's see. Is that? Oh, that's Seth Rollins and Neville, Neville. It was Neville at this point. That was a fun match too. SmackDown Tag Team Title match. This was for a 2K18 show. This was actually not a terrible card. This was. I mean, looking back at it, it was not that bad. I thought it was gonna be worse than that. That world title matches. Yeah, no. But AJ Styles and Sami Zayn, I remember that AJ Styles feud with whatchamacallit. That was really good. Oh, I remember that match. Sami Zayn versus Andrade from season 5. Yeah, that was a really, really good one too. That was the New Orleans WrestleMania. No, New Orleans and Baton Rouge WrestleMania. It was in 2 venues. Cause I split the show up because it was like 18 matches, I think. It had more matches than the Royal Rumble, season 6 Rumble, and that was 8 hours. So yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. The main event was fantastic. That Kevin Owens and Daniel Bryan feud was really, really good. Hopefully one day, I could we could revisit that feud down the line one day. I mean honestly, those two, they did their thing for that WWE Championship. I was going back and forth with my uncle that night about who should win that match, and Daniel Bryan he got about 2 votes. It was like 6 of us. He got 2 votes, and if I would have swung it the other way, he probably would have won, but he didn't win the vote. So Kevin Owens retained, because I think we wanted Kevin Owens to go into WrestleMania with the championship at the time, so that's why he retained. And then I botched the finish, and then Undertaker won the belt, and the season went down. Season 4 went downhill from there, and I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, Sami Zayn versus Andrade. I remember that. I remember at the time. Oh man, I was a massive Andrade fan. And I really wanted to wow out. During that time period, and I really loved that match. It's to this day, it's still one of my favorite feuds and favorite WrestleMania matches. Just as the circumstances behind the match and how great it was, I'm just so upset that it wasn't me now, and I could have led up and did something with that. But unfortunately, you live and you learn. Andrade is doing perfectly fine now, and Sami Zayn's doing fine. Well, he's destroyed by Kevin Owens, but he was doing fine after that match. And Andrade is doing Andrade things in NXT with his top 1% debacle and fun things with that. So potentially Andrade might be in the Money in the Bank ladder match now if he wins this week on NXT. So we'll see. I agree. I was doing his. I think that was the character I gave him, was the gimmick was Face of SmackDown, because he was in his Face of America attire, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna call him the Face of SmackDown, and he just ran through people. He had a lot of great matches with people too. Daniel Bryan was one of them. AJ Styles, he had a little feud with him too. Sami Zayn, he was feuding with him as well. And he was just like rolling through people until he fought The Undertaker, and I thought he was going to win, and he didn't win, and Taker won the belt, and because I wanted an Andrade Undertaker match, and then that broke out, Fun guy. Fun times. Yeah, absolutely. And that was the full purpose. And that was the full purpose behind it. Like, I wanted, like, as an in-ring guy, I wanted you guys to get behind Andrade, Cien Almas, and I did my job, but I never followed up on it. You know what he did? He joined EC3 and formed the top 1%. That was his highlight. Fun fact: he was supposed to win the United States Championship, but that never happened for some reason. Don't ask me why he didn't win the United States Championship. I think he was doing Seth Rollins' 1-year United States Championship reign. That's probably why. That's probably why he didn't win. He didn't win the championship. Honestly, Big Purr. Oh, okay. We're using. I hear purr. I hear purr in my IRL life. I mean, dang. I didn't think to hear that on a podcast stream, but hey, Big Purr, you're what they said. Welcome, Jaquez Williams, to the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. But yeah, that was fun. Good times going down memory lane. But yeah, okay. Let's see, it's 5:29. Okay, we gotta roll because Speaking of 2K22, we got to get into the second part of this podcast because I need to go get something to. I need to go get some food for one, and y'all also some of y'all want to watch that GCW show too, and that's about to start in a few minutes. So we're gonna get into the second part of this podcast. All right, I got 4 scenarios that was DM to me, and I also have a call scenario for my man from my man J&W Boss that I took notes on the last week. When to transition to WWE 2K22. I will also give you guys my plan with how I'm going to transition to WWE 2K22 for my series as well. I'm not gonna keep y'all long. I'm gonna run through this probably as quickly as possible because I know y'all want to watch GCW and I gotta go get some food. I'm hungry. So let's get into the Universe Mode podcast section of this thing. Thank you guys so much for the questions and interactions. Y'all are the best. That was fun. We gotta do we gotta do more questions like that. That was really fun. Hopefully the next live stream we do a little bit more questions and because I really enjoyed that. So we're gonna go black for a second. Put that up there for a second. Give me just a few seconds to get my life together. Hold on, guys. Give me just a few seconds to get my life together. But sound in the background, that is my heater because it is dasherously cold outside where I'm at. And the heater is going off. As you guys know, some of you guys know, I am in my college dorm, so that happens. So give me just a quick second while I get my life together. And then after we get through this section of the podcast, then we're going to move into closing, and then I'm going to let you guys go enjoy GCW, and I'm going to go get food. All right. I didn't realize I talked longer than I thought I was going to talk, but I knew that was going to happen. It happens all the time. All right. I think that should be able to fix it. Perfect. All right. Second part of this show and podcast. We almost been live for an hour. Crazy. That's how much I ran my mouth. Okay. So I want to ask you guys another question. For my universe mode creators, I'm gonna put this poll as soon as the poll ends. When are you guys gonna transition to WWE 2K22? Will it be the first 2 weeks, first month, or 2+ months afterwards? I'm gonna for universe mode creators. Just put for my universe mode creators. Hey Jonathan, the next Monday Night Raw episode will be out. We don't have a specific timeline yet. But I will try to get the next Monday Night Raw episode out within the next 2 weeks. There's no timeline on no timeline yet. But from what I know, the majority of the show is already recorded. It just needs to be edited and commentated. So I will keep you guys updated as the time goes. All right. Any other questions? I have any other questions, just sound them out, and I'm going to get into them as I go through, pause, and answer. As I think, you know. How's expert gaming for me 2+? Oh, 2+. From what I know, expert gaming is doing well. From what I know, he was in the stream earlier. I can tell him that you asked about him, but he's doing good. He's making Raw. He's working on some Raw stuff, making sure that gets together and doing some SmackDown things as well. So from when I last talked to him, he's doing okay. All right. Now I got 4 scenarios that I'm gonna answer. That I got emails for people, and I also got Discord DMs and stuff. We're gonna answer these 4 scenarios. When should you transition to WWE 2K22? Somebody is a call show that emailed me and said that he has a call show and he doesn't know how he's going to make the move. Um, and I'm going. I'm going to give you when J. So I'm going to give you a J and W answer for this one. So if you have a call show, I would not transition to WWE 2K22 until all of the majority of your calls are made, your arenas is made, and championships are made. It would be really, really stupid for me, and in my opinion, to move to a new game for your call and for your car show and have nothing going for it, or have nothing made. So like personally, I would have everything ready to go and then I'll move on. He asked should he continue content on 19. I said absolutely. Car shows take time to move over. So they have no choice but to wait. They don't really use that many IRL people anyway. Now some car shows do have IRL people in them. Um But the majority of them are customly created guys that you have to get made. Some of them you have to download from others, and that takes time. Like I'm gonna tell you guys now, the majority of CTP call matches come March will still be either modded 2K19 because there are some calls that are on PC, or will be on WWE 2K19. Because ain't no way I'm going to have all my calls the first 2 weeks of the series of 2K19. You know, so for me, ag scenarios. I'm going to tell you guys what I'm going to be doing too, so y'all know. For me and for this scenario, I would say don't make a full move until you can make a full show and you can make a full show on that game. If you gotta do half and half, I wouldn't even move. I would stay where I'm at for a call show. For a Raw SmackDown, for let's say this scenario is a Raw and SmackDown shows. This guy asked me. He wants to know should he do WrestleMania and then start in 2K22. Absolutely. I feel that you should just do WrestleMania in WWE 2K22 and then you should move on to the next game. I'm sorry, WrestleMania in 2K19. I'm sorry, and then move on to the next game. You know, yes, Piper had a NWO shirt on with red lipstick and purple hair. I missed the 2K19 Piper. Oh, okay. So you would suggest half and half because that's what I'm doing. I'm actually gonna tell you guys what I'm doing in a few minutes. A half and half. That's what I'm doing. Absolutely. Um, I would also say personally as well. A transition to a new game is very, very hard, especially for new universe mode creators. My best advice to you is when you transition and when you're ready to move on, make sure there's a plan in place for people that you need for calls. Make sure there's a plan in place for people that you for calls that need to be made. Make sure there's a plan in place for people that's not going to be in the game and you're not going to bring back. You know, for me personally, how I transition every year now, what for now these days, because I record things. Um, last like before I started doing like you know recorded shows. Since I was live streaming, you guys know this. I had no choice but to fully move on. Like there were some calls I didn't even have that I wanted to use in WWE 2K20, like Nightwolf and Nightwolf Jr. I couldn't use those guys the first month of this game. I didn't have them. So I had to do rewrites. Because again, I was still live streaming. So I had to change my plans. You know, You know. So, um, personally, you know, you move whenever it's necessary. How I'm saying to this for the CTP book is because we were talking about this yesterday about like so far the roster we like NXT only got 4 guys on the roster. Seriously, the NXT roster there's only 4 people confirmed for the game as of today, and that's concerning, very concerning. And I told Tark and I said I told them told the NXT bookers I said look, you don't have to move on when this game officially comes out. You can stay exactly where you're at until you feel the need and you are ready to go. Because don't move on if you can't produce a full show on the next game. I told them that. If you can do half and half, absolutely. Because let me tell you something. At most, the first couple weeks 2K22, CTP will be half and half. It ain't gonna be a full blown 2K22 episode. Not at least for the first month. At most, the first month. You know. But as we stated, and as the expert said, he would like to have the Raw to SummerSlam, most of it on 2K22. But I don't know if we gonna get to the Raw to SummerSlam by 2K22. We might be past that at that point. For emergency plans, we have already recorded some majority of stuff after SummerSlam anyway. Um, but yeah, at most, like we're gonna be half and half because my call stuff, all the call stuff will be on 19, 100% when the game comes out. You know, yeah, you know. And as for the new guys in the game, I obviously some guys that are in the game are not going to be signed, of course, to the series, and you guys know how we do that every time we have a free agency period and all that stuff like that. That typically happens at SummerSlam anyway. So I mean, I feel it's the perfect time, to have that free agency period, and like I said, I'm at a perfect time in my series because like literally we're mid season, so like I can have some of the new guys that are going to be in 2K22 debut in the series as we go along too. Yep. Simple as that. I mean, like you can solve your problems very simply. Make content for both games until you fully need to fully switch. Half and half. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but yeah. Understandably, because not a lot of people can afford a PC. You know, legit. Not everybody can afford the PC. Not everybody can afford mods and PC to do that. And some people sold their 2K19, and I'm very very upset for you if you did. And they're stuck on 2K20. I would have quit if I did that. I couldn't. Seriously, I'm glad I did not sell my 2K19. I'm so glad because I could not imagine staying on 2K20 making content today. It was horrible. The crowd was so bad. The textures looked so bad. The match quality was. If you thought, oh my god, seriously, same. I would have quit. I would have quit it. Backlash probably would have been the last show of season 7 for a long time. Honestly, I wouldn't know what to do. We probably would have been fully modded or modded 19 after Backlash at that point because everything would have been modded. Because if I would have sold my 19, there's no way I could have made content, which means I would have to rely on other people to make my content and make all my matches because I wouldn't be able to make anything because I would have refused to make stuff on 20. Yeah, When I seen the creation suite and stuff, I said no, J&W's not moving. And J&W, I gotta give credit where credit is due. He stood firm when everybody was going to 20. He stayed exactly where he was at, and he didn't move at all because he couldn't. Because the game was so broken that he couldn't move. Couldn't move at all. He was stuck. You know, and that happens, guys. That happens. Don't be discouraged that people playing a new game for their universe more than you ain't. Trust you me. Trust you me. You're gonna be perfectly fine at the end of the day. Don't rush. Don't be like me that rushes. Cause I made that mistake. I bought that. I got the game day one. And you know what happened? Literally. Literally. Not even a week after the game out, I had an episode out of Universe Mode. You can go back and look at it. Literally. It's in the channel. I made an intro video and I had an episode out with the game. Still not even functioning properly. Made an episode. Season premiere of the experience. Wait, 2K19 came out, I believe 2K19 came out October something. I don't remember. I mean 2K20 came out something. I don't remember. October. WWE 2K19, 2K20 release. Let's see. Release date of 2K20 was October 22nd, 2019. 4 days after. Oh, literally 4 days after the game came out, I had a Universe Mode episode up. 4 days. It was 4 matches on the show. 4 massive number 1 contender matches. And we had a face off to end the show. 4 days. October 26th, I had the first episode out. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. It's not worth it. I'm telling you. It's not worth it. The game was barely functioning. And I still and I had a whole episode out. That wasn't fun, y'all. That's why I'm telling you now. Don't be like me. Telling you. Do I hope this game works day one? Absolutely, I hope it works day one. But when have you seen a game that's not made by Sony or PlayStation? Like Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man didn't have many bugs when it came out. Or God of War. That worked perfectly day one. There is always patches that come out and things that don't work. Trust you me. 2K22 will have bugs. It will have glitches. We just hope that it's playable. That's all that we want to know. We just hope that it's playable. Don't be like me because Custom Arena was broken for at least a couple weeks. And my Raw Arena was floating in the air. EC3 body was shifting. You know what I'm saying? You know? So don't be like me. Wait. Do the half and half. Make sure the game works before you make some things on there. Cause I promise you, when them early access people play that game ain't gonna run the same way when everybody else play it. Mm-hmm. Somehow, some way, I made content in that custom arena when the game was crashing on people. I think I recorded that Raw episode at least 5 times. Honestly. 53 minutes I recorded at least 5 times. There was a name glitch. I remember Montez Ford was the to Street Profits was the first entrance, and literally, I think I had a custom entrance for their opponents. By the way, right? And Heavy Machinery came out. they they did their entrance, and they didn't even touch each other. you know, it was fun. It was not fun as a content creator, but it was fun. Now, when 2K22 releases, I'm planning on getting the deluxe edition. I don't know if that's the early days. I don't know, but I'm planning on getting the deluxe edition. That's my plan as a birthday gift to myself. I'm gonna buy the deluxe edition. And I believe I will get it March 8th. But y'all know I'm in school, so the day it comes out is a Tuesday. I have to go uh to class at 8 a.m. in the morning on that Wednesday, so I will not be staying up playing 2K22 that night. I'm gonna be sleeping when it comes out on the 8th. I think it comes out at 8th, right? Then midnight. So I got class 8 a.m. in the morning. So no. So I'm not gonna be playing. So I'm gonna download it on the following day, that following morning or afternoon. I'm gonna download the game, and I probably won't play it until that evening or afternoon. So when I download it. So yeah, um, for 2K22, real quick, I got 10 minutes. So I gotta go. Um, I'm gonna do a for what's gonna happen with the game is I'm gonna do a my GM series. I'm not sure how many I'm gonna do, but there will I will do a my GM. I'm gonna play my career mode, and I'm gonna do 2K Showcase along with Universe mode as well. So you're pretty much gonna be getting content almost every week, honestly, because when I have time, I'm gonna be either recording Universe mode or streaming. So streaming content. So look forward to all of that. I don't know if I'm gonna do online my career my oh, I can't think of the name. My GM, so many my's. Just yet. I'm gonna figure that out as we get closer. But yeah, you're gonna be getting content pretty much every day. So my rise. I think it's called my rise or whatever it's called. The career mode and my GM. That's gonna be what I'm gonna be playing majority of on the game. Seeing how all that works, I'm very excited for it. And I'm going to do some stuff online with that as well. And we're going to be doing 2K Showcase. Because, a lot of you guys enjoyed my career mode, and I heard that there's gonna be a male version and a female version, so that's gonna be content. At least that content's gonna take us straight into the summer. Legit, we're gonna have content until at least the fall. Cause y'all know how I work already anyway. Universe mode comes first, but um, it always comes first. So yeah, and expect that hopefully by that time the Universe Mode War show that is unannounced, that we're working on bringing back. That is going to be announced at that time, and you guys are going to be getting that on. That's going to be a 2K22 exclusive. Hopefully, I'm not making any promises, but it might be a 2K22 exclusive if the game works properly. That might be the only fully 2K22 universe mode that I have. Um, but yeah, that's about it. I will give you guys my impressions. There's gonna be a video coming out probably Tuesday. I will give you guys my impressions on the game and what I'm going to talk about some stuff about it and all that fun little jizzles. And apparently Universe Mode has a new feature called the superstar mode. So I'm going to be playing that as well. So there you go. Looking forward to that as well. So yeah, they're going to be content almost every week. I mean, for sure. Long as school don't get in the way, you're going to get content, basically. So, well, fun fact: 2K22 releases literally almost a month and 1 day for my birthday. That's crazy. That's actually absolutely crazy. But yeah, I have to go, guys. I need to go get some food because it's getting late and the thing is about to close in like an hour or so. I'm going to give me some food. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe down below. Like I said, don't rush. If you're not ready to move on to that new game, don't do it. Again, you don't want to float in Monday Night Raw winning like your boy had. I promise you, it's not fun. Don't rush. That's the theme of this game. Don't rush. Don't rush. Take your time. There you go. I'm gonna answer these DMs. Go get this food. I've been your host, Coltrane. Thank you so much for joining me. If you guys enjoy, like I said, like, subscribe, and share. And we will see you guys for my. I will see y'all for my WWE2K22 thoughts so far. I'll see you guys for that video on Tuesday and Monday Night Raw. The first dance, hopefully, will release this week or next week. Not making the promise. Y'all know I don't announce dates anymore. Hopefully, check the community tab. Check my Twitter. You will get the release date when the show's fully uploaded on my channel or uploading that night before. So yeah. Thank y'all so much for everything, and I will see you guys in the next live stream. Peace out. In the train we trust. Be phenomenal or be forgotten. Talk to y'all later.